I was talking with a friend of mine, a good friend of mine, the other day about 1911s and how it should be a pistol in just about anyone's collection, whatever you collect. It's like how excellent of a pistol it is. And so I figured I'd make a video on my personal gun, which is a totally custom built pistol. I'll just go over some of the things about it, what has been done to this gun. First off, this gun is a 6-inch long slide in 45 ACP. It can handle any standard 45 rounds in that. The gun, the theme of my gun was to keep it old school, like vintage sort of competition style. The gun was refinished by Vulcan Gun Refinishing in Windsor, Ontario, and it is blued. It's cold blued. It's not Cerakoted because I wanted to keep it original like the old guns were back in the day. And this gun is built on a Caspian frame. This is one of the frames that it has the little finger groove. Back in the 80s, Safari Arms, which I don't believe Safari Arms made the guns, Caspian or someone else I think originally made this style of frame. Safari Arms did a series of 1911s with this finger grooved frame. Also, one of the things about this frame is it has a combat style of trigger guard. The slide has forward slide serrations on it. It's also been undercut on the front for better balance of the pistol. So things about this gun. It's using a Storm Lake 6-inch barrel. And the Storm Lake barrel, I'll show in a moment, but is a fully ramped barrel. It's not like the typical style of barrel that you see in most 1911s. The barrel bushing is just normal. It's there's nothing special to it. And it's using a 2-piece guide rod. It's a full-length guide rod. The sights I have for this gun are the Aristocrat sight. It's a very unique sight that I know of anyways. It has a special feature where you can set it to 3 different heights. If you want it for instance, 10 yards, 25 yards, and 50 yards, which is what I would have it set for. You use this screw here, and you can just click between them, and that's how you get your adjustment. So you can have it preset. You don't have to keep adjusting it every time for different ranges, which is a really neat feature for an iron sight like that. And the sight picture on it is like this. It's a really excellent, very accurate sight. Like, it's just a big wall on the back, and then the front post is so easy to pick out. Also, the slide for the Caspian slide has the cuts here for minimal glare, and it's also serrated on the back of the slide. I'm not sure what firing pin and extractor I'm using here. I believe it's a Wilson Combat extractor, and the firing pin, I think it's a Nighthawk custom replacement firing pin. I'm not entirely sure on that, but I'm not going to pull the gun all apart. I also am not sure what the manufacturer of the trigger and hammer are. They were with the gun, and they're like they're just excellent parts, so I've never bothered to replace them. I've used the Black Pearl grips by Pachmayr. They were on sale for a long time at Brownells, so I picked a set up and they matched the gun perfect. I went with the hex style of grip screws. On this side, it has the single-sided, which is what I prefer, the oversized safety, but on one side it's not ambidextrous because I never used the other side, and so I've got it oversized on one side, and then it has the standard style of slide stop, slide release. The magazine release is just, it's slightly larger than factory, but it's not like great big sort of in your face like some of them are. They're much too big in my opinion, unless the type of competition or target shooting you're doing is for, say, speed reloads. The beaver tail on it has been pinned back, and what it is, you don't see people doing it these days. I don't really know why. It never seemed to really catch on, but a lot of people don't like grip safeties. They'll complain about it, but all you have to do is there's a pin. You drill a hole in the mainspring housing and in the bottom of the safety, and you just line them up, and it pins back the safety, so you don't need it. And of course everyone knows about the 1911 because you have your extra safety here, so it wasn't really a necessary thing, so it's not like it's unsafe doing this. But anyways, the safety has been pinned back. This is a Pachmayr. It's actually rubber, the mainspring housing, which is really nice. Mainspring housings aren't the biggest deal in the world, but this one's a rubber Pachmayr one. I'm not sure the manufacturer of the grip safety. I believe they're Pachmayr parts. Another feature to the finger groove type frame is this checkering on the bottom, which is kind of neat how they did it. It's different than other 1911s, how it's sort of pronounced out of the frame like that. It makes just an excellent grip on the gun. The magazine that I keep with the gun is one of these Pachmayr style magazines, and they have the rubber base plate on them, and that I don't really find them to be the best magazines, but in their day they probably were pretty good. But any magazine will fit in this pistol. Like this is a Mekgar magazine and that, and they work perfectly fine in it. The magazine well is slightly beveled on here. I haven't added a funnel or anything to it like the big oversized ones. I don't find them to have any advantage. If you know your gun and you shoot it enough, you should be able, even if it's not beveled like this at all, you should be able to find the hole to put the magazine in. It's sort of like an instinct putting it in. So I don't see any reason to put one of those big ugly funnels on the bottom. I can't really take it apart to show the way the barrel has been ramped and it's been set into the frame, because you need a tool to take apart the recoil spring guide here, and I don't have the tools with me, so I'm not going to bother. It's not a big deal anyways. So there's not really a whole lot else to talk about this pistol, other than I brought up at the beginning that I think this is a staple for everybody's collection to have a 1911. It's strange how things have changed back probably in about the 1990s, and then that's where the change starts. Back in those days, having a Glock or something, carrying a Glock would have been just, you were a hipster, or, you know, why did you need 17 rounds in your pistol? guns like the 1911 were proven and they were the best guns ever. And now the trend is, if you're carrying a 1911, you're a hipster. You know, oh, you need the big 45 caliber round just because, you know, you can't hit anything. 9mm is the best and all this. And these guns, talking with my friend in that, these guns are just such awesome shooting guns. The 1911 series of pistols, they're just, I don't know anybody who's ever said anything about a 1911 that they can't hit with it or it's an inaccurate pistol. Everybody who picks up one and shoots one just shoots it well. It's just such a perfectly designed pistol. It doesn't have the features or, you know, the huge capacity or the stuff we have today. But these guns, you can hit with it. And I think more important than having features or the weight of the gun or anything, capacity, it doesn't matter. What matters is if you can make hits with the gun. And that's why I think these pistols, everybody manufactures 1911. If it wasn't a great pistol, they would not be making them after 100 years. And every single company that you can think of makes a clone or a copy of the 1911, and it hasn't changed. The 1911 has changed once in its lifetime, and that was after World War I when they came out with the 1911 A1. So I don't think these are bad pistols. I think these are awesome, excellent pistols. I wish people wouldn't look them over for polymer frame pistols. I think you should get something and have something that you can hit with. That's why I made this pistol as a custom competition style pistol. This is my pick for probably the best handgun, at least the most accurate handgun that I own. So I just thought I would mention that about these pistols, that these shouldn't be looked over. They should still be there should be a place in your collection for one of these, no matter, as long as you're a pistol collector, you should have one of these in your collection. They're always going to be around. They're never going to go away. Magazines are everywhere. Almost every company still manufactures them. Ammunition is plentiful. So if you're looking for new guns these days and you think that the price of polymer pistols has gone up so much, look into having a 1911 and get something. Instead of getting a bunch of guns, maybe look into getting just one gun and customizing it exactly how you think the perfect gun should be. For me, this is the perfect gun. My favorite gun in my collection is my Desert Eagle. I think Desert Eagle is an awesome pistol, but this pistol is my own personal gun that I think this is the perfect gun. So anyways, other than that, thank you for watching.